Team Canada just made history, knocking off the United States to win their first ever medal in international basketball competition. So we'll break down this game because it was an absolute roller coaster, break down some of the standout performances because Dillon Brooks came out and dominated Team USA along with Shay and RJ. So there's lots of storylines, lots of stuff to break down, and break down the future of Canada basketball because this was a monumental moment in the history of Team Canada basketball. So let's break it down because this game was absolutely insane. And the first player that does deserve credit, that does deserve to be looked at, is Dillon Brooks because he is a man that was hated. He was a man that was completely roasted for the past 4 months, and some of it is due to his own part, going at LeBron James, making some weird quotes here and there. I get it. I get the sort of frustration some NBA fans had with his sort of quotes and shooting and all that sort of stuff, but he came into this FIBA tournament on a mission, and he signed a big contract with the Houston Rockets this offseason, and some people roasted it, said, what were they competing against, giving him $20 million a year, all that type of stuff? Well, his performance in the FIBA World Cup has certainly silenced some of those haters because he came in, night out, was remarkably efficient, and tonight was not efficient, just efficient, was dominant against the powerhouse of the United States, one of the best basketball countries in the entire world. He came out in this one and had 39 points. That is a historic number. We haven't seen an international performance like that since Dirk Nowitzki like 17 years ago, and he did it on remarkably efficient shooting. It wasn't just a huck-up shot fest from Dillon Brooks in this one. I mean, in this game, you look at his stats, you look at his efficiency, 12 of 18 from the field, and from 3, 7 of 8 from behind the three-point line. He was automatic. Had 4 rebounds, 5 assists, played very extremely solid defense. Some highlight moments there on the defensive end for Dillon Brooks, and this man just deserves his flowers. And we'll break down this game, some crazy moments, this one, some wild highlights, but like, Dillon Brooks, man, he came out on a mission. He didn't miss his shots, and that's the thing about Dillon Brooks. Yes, some nights, we saw in the last game in Serbia, he takes some bad shots and they don't go in and it hurts your team, but man, having that sort of confidence to come out against a team like the United States, not shrivel up under the pressure. Team Canada's never won a medal. We don't have that status. We don't have that clout. We don't have that confidence, on that international stage. And to come out after a brutal loss to Serbia, and Team USA coming out pretty motivated, losing to Germany, wanting to not have a monumental collapse, be roasted by their home country and stuff. Dillon Brooks showing up on the biggest of stages is something you have to give him credit for. You have to just be appreciative if you're a Team Canada basketball fan, or just appreciate if you're a basketball fan in general, because, if you're going to roast him for being confident, missing shots during the playoffs, you have to give him his flowers when he steps up in a moment that, is for his own country. It's a big moment for him. So Dillon Brooks deserves all the praise, deserves all the credit. But this game was not just Dillon Brooks' domination, because Team Canada did have the edge. It was a back and forth bout, but during the fourth quarter, the U.S. went on a run, and this is something they've been doing throughout the tournament. They've been, whether it's their foot on the gas, whether it's they get hot, they get locked in, whatever you want to call it. But the U.S., they made their run late. They threw some haymakers, and Team Canada was able to fight back. And yes, we're going to get into RJ Barrett. Yes, Dillon Brooks had some big moments in the fourth quarter and OT of this game, hitting some nice middies and stuff, but our guy Shay Gilchrist-Alexander, the MVP for Canada, maybe the MVP of this entire tournament. Canada doesn't win, so he won't win MVP. I don't even know if there's that award out here, but my goodness gracious, Shay Gilchrist-Alexander has been an absolute monster for Team Canada, and yes, he didn't have the biggest night against her, but that's the only game. And in this one, Dillon Brooks' 39-point performance is going to overshadow Shay's sort of game in this one, but you look at Shay's stats, and there's something still to just marvel at. I mean, 31 points for Shay Gilchrist-Alexander, 11 of 20 from the field, right? 1 of 3 from the three-point line, but also 12 assists added on top of it. 6 rebounds given to the hustle, doing everything out there for Team Canada, and the brunt of the defense is focused on Shay. I mean, the entire game plan is sort of locked in on locking up Shay Gilchrist-Alexander, and he sheds defenses so easily, getting to his mid-range spots, and there were a couple moments, especially in OT, especially down in the fourth, when Team USA were making some ridiculous runs at the end of the fourth quarter. Shay just silenced their momentum, just completely sort of took the gears, shifted right back into Team Canada's way, and we just have to be appreciative. We have all this talent on Team Canada, but to have a superstar, a legitimate bona fide superstar, that's Canadian, willing to play for Team Canada. Heck, he was playing in those qualification FIBA tournaments. The fact that Shay Gilgeous-Alexander's repping our country this hard, he's one of the best basketball players in the world. He's going to be a top 10 player going into the NBA next season. We just have to appreciate this man's greatness. And he also had a moment in this game which was absolutely bananas because, in clutch moments of action, he's making Mikal Bridges, one of the best defenders in the entire world, fall over. I mean, Austin Reeves is there, but his change of pace, his change of direction, wasn't too crazy of a move, but the fact that Shai Gilchrist is such a dangerous shooter, he's so shifty with the basketball in his hands, right? Players are just going to bounce all over the place. He's able to create that separation, create those looks, man. Shout out to Shay Gilgeous-Alexander. Shout out to Dillon Brooks. Two of those guys were absolutely crazy. But talking about the clutch moments in this game, I brought up Mikal Bridges. He's a likable guy. Even though he's not Canadian, he's a likable dude. He had a moment in this one which almost ruptured the hearts of pretty well every Team Canada fan watching this game across the country. Probably every fan across the world, because a lot of people like to root against the United States. But Mikal Bridges shooting free throws down at the end of this game. You can see 4 seconds left. USA down by 3. Purposely misses, gets his own rebound, and shoots a turnaround fadeaway 3 to basically put the game into overtime. And usually you see shots like that. You see moments like that, and the momentum just swings in the other direction. USA had a lot of momentum at the late end of this fourth quarter, but that was a moment to sort of be baffled. Like, if Team Canada lost their first ever medal at a shot like that, I mean, you gotta respect it, but that would be absolutely devastating. It would be heartbreaking. It would be a monumental collapse for Canada. But the fact that Team Canada in overtime were able to sort of keep things together, really lock in, and against, obviously, Team USA is going to have the most talent in the entire world. And that's just how it goes. They have a massive pool to pull from, all that type of stuff. But Team Canada, on the backs of their top guys, were able to sort of make up for that. I guess we have a lot of talent too. This Canadian team is stacked in terms of talent, but to hold that moment, turn that momentum around, lock in with their top guys in OT after a moment such as that is something to really give major credit for. So, amazing moment for Team Canada. It's huge. And it wasn't just Shay and Dillon Brooks that were great in this one. Barrett also put up a pretty solid performance as well. Again, 8 of 16 from the field, but 23 points. Driving the lanes, knocked down a couple of really clutch threes, 7 rebounds as well. He was hustling, doing everything out there. And, the thing about RJ, he's had certainly an up and down sort of tournament. He's kind of been all over the place, but came up during at least this moment that mattered. It would have been nice for a bigger performance against Serbia, all that type of stuff. But, man, shout out to RJ Barrett, giving his all, giving his effort. Another guy that's repping Team Canada heavy. Obviously, he's not on the level of a Shay Gilgeous-Alexander or Jamal Murray, but another star in the NBA, another star in the basketball world as willing to rep Team Canada. And for all the frustrations he might give some Team Canada fans at times, all that type of stuff, you have to really be appreciative this entire group, this entire roster for showing up, tournament in, tournament out, and representing our country. And they got us a bronze medal, and looking at the other guys, those are the 3 guys that really had big moments. Lou Dort also knocked down a couple of really big threes in this game. Kelly Olynyk, another guy that deserves a lot of praise for even during the dark days of Canada basketball when we weren't winning anything, we're getting knocked out of tournament after tournament. Kelly Olynyk showed up tournament in, tournament out, even when he was getting contracts and, all the excuses other players dealing injuries. Kelly Olynyk always represented Team Canada, and we got a medal out of it. And sure, it's not the gold, and this Team Canada roster, given how they were able to beat the Team USA, Germany's a squad that's likely going to win, so maybe not, but this squad could have won gold in this FIBA tournament, but the fact that we just medaled in these single elimination games and all that type of stuff is a monumental moment, and it's momentum we have to carry into the Olympics coming next year. And obviously, we'll probably need a talent increase if we want a chance at fighting for gold in the Olympics, because I imagine USA is going to have all their guys. Serbia might have Jokic. All these teams might have all their players. But if we had Jamal Murray, we had Wiggins, we had a few more players to this mix, a few bigs. We have some young guys in Benedict Mathurin, Shaden Sharp. This Team Canada group has proven that they're not to be sort of messed with on the international stage, and it's really the first time we've ever done that in really Team Canada history. So shout out to Team Canada winning that bronze medal, making all of us proud, who support this team, support the country, and just play basketball in Canada. But let me know what you guys' thoughts are on this game, because it was a huge moment, and hopefully we carry this momentum forward for decades long of Canada basketball dominance out there on the international stage. But folks, you guys are best for Make the Star. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Anyways, I'm signing out. Cheers.